Well, hello, everybody. Hi, and welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My face is back, the camera's back. We are back. Welcome. And thank you so much for your donation, Marissa. Thank you. And hi, Teresa. Thank you for stopping by, hon. I appreciate that. And it was lovely being in your channel the other night. Oh my goodness. Um, that was lots of fun, and you're such a good reader, and I can't wait to catch you again on Thursday. I almost, oh no, wait, I was gonna say I almost missed it for tomorrow, for Thursday, but that's not true. I was going to have an appointment that afternoon, but it was moved to Friday, so I will be around. Wherever I am, I will be around for you. Hi, Zune. Welcome. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I will be right back. Hi, Zune. Yes, I do have Cashapp. All my donation information can be found posted at the top of the chat and in the body of the video. But yeah, my Cashapp address is right there at the top. I will even post it for you here. Marissa, thank you so much for your donation, hon. Please go ahead and that's my Cash App address, Sune. Thank you so much. And if you are watching this live stream, please be a friend and remember to click the like button. It really helps me out. Thank you. So we are just currently waiting on Marissa to type her question. In the meantime, I'll give my little spiel. So yeah, I am a tarot reader. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here and thank you for your subscription. Welcome. If you are returning, welcome back and good to see you. I can answer any questions with tarot, of which I am using the Magical Girl deck today, which is based on Sailor Moon. We love Sailor Moon. I'm not sure how I feel about my child's father, Alshon, but I do know I don't feel like talking to him for a while. He was the one that was knocking on your doors and your windows and such, right? What do I need to know about my relationship with Alshon? Okay. You've I'm hoping you've just cut him out, right? Because he got he got super aggro there. Not safe, not cool. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about the relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Messengers and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Messengers and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? And what's your sign again, hun? And what is his sign? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Marissa need to know about her relationship with Alshon? You're a Gemini and he's an Aquarius. Okay, and thank you so much for your donation, Zunai. Thank you. Oops. All right, let's see, Marissa. 3 of Wands reversed. 8 of Cups reversed. 10 of Wands. The Star reversed. And 4 of Wands reversed. There's nothing good here. I hate to put it so bluntly, Marissa. But there's nothing good here. He is wildly impatient and is wanting what he wants. Sorry? Allergies. He's wanting what he wants, when he wants, on his terms exclusively. If you're okay with that, if you're okay with that, then that's, that's what it is, but that's really a big thing here. And he can, did you say he's the Aquarius, or he's the Aquarius, okay. Yeah, he, as a fellow Aquarius, he can, the men especially really need their alone time, really need their independence, and I feel that, at least with the Aquarius men I have known and dated, it's very much things on their terms, on their time, and when they want things when they want it, then. And not every single Aquarius guy, but this is the vibe I'm getting from him. Thank you, Debbie, for your donation. I'll add you in just a second. This is just the vibe I'm getting from him, from his Aquarius vibes. This isn't and I'm sure you're aware of this, maybe you're not, but I don't think he's not wanting to get back together with you. I feel that what he wants is something temporary, again, with you. And he's not able to fully move on. He hasn't been able to fully move on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's been with other women since you guys separated. And you're one of those women that he hasn't been able to move on. Instead of actually taking the time to heal and get over somebody, which is, I think, an important thing to do, he just kind of moves on to the next one and tries to find some other affection. And I feel I don't want to say all the women in his life have been disappointments to him, but the past few have been disappointments to him. And now he's looking in the past at other people he's not over, and you're one of them. And it's just very unhealthy. There we go. The Star reversed. He doesn't heal. And also he's an Aquarius. The Star is the Aquarius card. He's not utilizing his Aquarius energies and mind the way that he should. He's not taking advantage of the gifts that he was born with in that sense. God, even when I was younger, I had that wisdom. Don't just jump like a leapfrog from lily pad to lily pad. You've got to get over someone before you start a new partnership with someone, or else they're just going to bleed into that connection. It's almost inevitable. Or the feelings are going to just bleed into that connection. And he's refusing to heal. He's refusing to heal. He refused to heal from you. He's refused to heal from other women. He's refused to heal from pretty much every trauma that he's experienced in his life, of which there's been many. I won't lie. He has not had an easy life with this 10 of Wands card, and he does not have an easy life at this time. However, life, that is just the way it is for some people. Some people have a harder time in this life than others. Some people have a larger set of burdens than others. 10 of Wands being burdens and having to shoulder them on one's own. He has had to do that for quite a while, yet I'm not making excuses for him at all. He had a difficult life. He's had a difficult life, so he can act this way. That's not what I'm saying at all. This has just been his coping mechanism, because it is painful to take the time to heal. It can be very painful. I mean, think about when you get a cut or, some wound and it has to heal. It's painful. It's I'm not going to go through all the physical symptoms, but it can be painful. It is painful. But we come out stronger for it at the end, and he's refusing to do that healing. And it's making him really, really unstable. It has not, I take that back. It has not made him really, really unstable. It's not making him really unstable. It has turned him into a fundamentally unstable person. And he's not looking for a family. with this Four of Wands reversed. He's not looking for harmony. He's not looking for a happy home. He's not looking for a healthy connection with another person, or, you know, or with his child even. I don't know how present he is as a father, but I would be surprised if he was a very good co-parent. Because he just seems very absent and very, very focused on what he wants and nothing else. And how, and it's not about like, oh, how can I make Marissa and our child happy? It's how can I make Alshon happy? That's what it is at the end of the day. He's completely, entirely self-serving. And I think that shows, you know, even without the cards, I think his, just, you know, the few, he doesn't co-parent. There you go. He's a totally absent parent. So I think, you know, just from what you're telling me beyond the cards, Marissa, just from the few things that you've told me, all red flags. All red flags. A man who can't be there for his child, yeah, he's going to be banging on the doors of your house. That's not a stable man. Just, and I'm sure, I hope you're aware of that. Like, that's very unstable, very unhealthy. And I mean, if he's not going to be there for your child, how is he supposed to be there for you? He doesn't want to be there for anyone. He wants what he wants. I'm not going to get explicit about it, but he wants to be with you physically. He wants that. And maybe some fun times with you. I mean, I guess that counts as fun times. I don't know how you guys are, but he just wants something shallow and lighthearted, and then he's on to the next one. And I don't get that sense from you. If that is something you want, and that's you know, no judgment there, girl. Get it. But if you want something deeper from him, he's not. He doesn't have it. Doesn't have it within him. At least not right now. So I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that, but I'm also grateful that you're safe and you're remaining safe and you're remaining vigilant. I don't know if you live with your folks. I think you mentioned something about your dad getting upset about him banging on the door or something like that. Maybe that was someone else. I don't know. We've been dealing with a lot of unhinged people this week. But I just, you know, I continually pray for your safety. I'm sure you'll be fine. Just stay vigilant, and I would do my best to stay away from him. You live alone? Okay. Yeah, I would just do my very best to stay vigilant, stay protected. You know, don't trigger him or anything. Don't say anything, you know, I wouldn't say anything to upset him. But just keep it very cordial, very, you know, I'm just not looking for anything right now. But if you want to be there for me and our son, then that's different. But, you know, I would just lay down the boundaries, say, you know, I'm busy. I'm not interested in anyone right now. I'm just focusing on me and our son, because you're not doing that. Don't add that part. Don't add that part. We don't want to trigger him. He's unhinged. But I would just lay low there. And if anything escalates, I would go to the authorities. I would, because that's when things, that's when you might need extra protection, okay? And I hope you've let your family know, just so that they're aware, because yeah, he's entirely unhinged, and I'm just really sorry that he is the way he is. All right, next we have Zune. Thank you very much for your donation. Zunai or Zune? Not quite sure how to pronounce that there. Zune, please come to the chat, hun. It is your turn. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you so much. And if Zune is not here in the next 3 minutes, we will move on to, sorry, my voice broke there, we'll move on to Miss Debbie if Zune is not here. Zune, please come to the chat, hun. It is your turn. Thank you. Zune, please come to the chat. Thank you. Zune, where art thou, honey bunny? Zune, please come to the chat. It is your turn. If Zune is not here in the next minute, a little less than a minute, then we will move on to Debbie. Zune, it is your turn. Hi, Lorraine. I like your nail color. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, hun. Yeah, I just liked it at the nail salon. I was like, ooh, that's pretty. It's called Fifth Avenue. And then I realized when I got home, I took a picture for a friend of mine to show them my nails. And I realized, I'm like, oh my God, this is the emoji. This is the nail emoji. That's the nail color that's on the nail emoji, right? I think so. It's like a pink kind of. Anyway. All right. So I'm not seeing Zune. So we are going to move on to Miss Debbie. Debbie, thank you very much for your donation, hun. Did you want 2 questions or did you want a 10-card reading? There she is. All right. Hi, love. I sent you a message. I saw, and I didn't get to answer it. I'm sorry. I have this overwhelming feeling that Spirit is sending me messages to improve my connection to the spirit world. Am I right? So your question is Spirit sending you messages to improve your connection to the spirit world? Do you want confirmation of that? Okay, you got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Spirit sending Debbie messages to improve her connection to the spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Spirit sending Debbie signs to improve her connection to the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Spirit sending Debbie signs to improve her connection to spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit. Sorry, like yelling at the angels when I really I'm about to ask you something. Debbie, can you tell me some of the signs? If you, and you don't have to tell me. Actually, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. If it's too personal. But I'm just curious what kind of signs you've been seeing. Ancient messengers and spirit guides, have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. Have you been sending signs to Debbie to improve her connection to the spirit world? Sorry, Debbie. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I just need to go grab something. Sorry. So, sorry about that, Debbie. Okay, you're seeing classes, signs like that. That's, whoa, Debbie? Whoa, Debbie. Okay, you mean like classes for how to improve your psychic abilities? I'm wondering also, is my great-grandfather one of my guides? She was a healer. Great-grandmother one of my guides. She was a healer, and I sense upcoming events, death, pregnancies, and people getting screwed. Well, that would be a different question, but it might come up in this reading. But just going back to the classes thing, that is so weird. Well, for a couple of reasons. One, I do have my questions and doubts about certain classes, but I know there are certainly some valid ones. But I'll tell you more about my opinions on spiritual classes in a moment. I teach a tarot course, but I think that's a little different. But depending on what the course is, I'll get into that. But the weird thing was, remember when I just said, can you just give me 1 second? I have to go grab something. I lied. I didn't have to go grab something. I have to sign up for a course, and I know I have really bad ADD, Debbie, and I knew I would forget it if I didn't write it down in my notes just then. That's why I took 2 seconds and did the will be right back, because I was like, damn, this is in my head now. I know if I don't write it down, I'm like probably not going to get to it in like 3-4 weeks, and then the classes will probably be all signed up for. So that was really weird that you said that was the class. Okay, girl, I'm starting to think that we have a lot of the same spirit guides, to be honest. Because when I was just reading for you, I noticed that I was calling out to some. Oftentimes, we have different. You are unmedicated ADHD. Yeah, I think it's just a generational thing, Debbie. I know you're a little older than me. I believe that if I was like 10 years older, I would not be medicated. I wouldn't have been diagnosed, possibly. If I was 10 years younger, I absolutely would have probably gone to Harvard because I would have been medicated as a child, whereas I didn't start using medication until I was in college, and then I was able to thrive as best as I could. I mean, Berkeley wasn't too bad, but I guess I could have done better. But anyway, I believe that if I was born 10 years or 20 years younger, I would probably be diagnosed as on the spectrum as well. And because ADHD technically is on the spectrum, and yeah, I would have been medicated way earlier. It's just very common. Okay, we have the Magician. They will not medication because of my age. Really? That's interesting, because I know some older folks that are on ADHD medication. If that's the case, then they're gonna have to put me on something else when I get older, I guess. We have the Magician, 5 of Cups, 6 of Swords reversed, Temperance, 7 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Wands reversed, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and 5 of Swords. You're 59. Yeah, like I know someone who's in their late 40s and they're on medication for ADHD, but yeah, I low-key think like, are they still gonna be able to be on it when they're like in their late 60s, or sorry, early 60s, late 50s, you know? Because it's not, there are side effects. It's not great on the heart. Let's just be real. It's a stimulant. But it's unfortunate because they just haven't found something. I mean, there's Strattera, which is basically an SSRI. It's not a stimulant, and I've tried it for ADHD, and it just didn't do anything for me. So hopefully they'll develop something. I mean, there's just so many of us with ADHD. But anyway, is spirit showing you a sign that you need to get into deeper connection with the spirit world? 100%. 100%. But and I love that the first card that they presented was the Magician of Right. That's one of that. This card I have a very special relationship with, not just with this card, but in terms of like my spirit guides. This is a card that there's a special meaning. There's an emblematic meaning to this card that is separate from anything I've ever read in any book, that is exclusive to me and my spirit guides and how we communicate. The Magician to me, and I think, well, I mean, I've never directly read this in a book, but in this sense, and it's what I always say, anybody can do what I'm doing. I'm not special. I mean, I am, but not because I can do this. Just like anybody could learn Russian if they wanted to. It's easier for some folks than others, but we all have that ability, unless we have an actual disability that prevents us from doing that. But it's harder for some of us than others, that is true, but we all have that ability. And you, not only do you have that ability just like everybody else, but it's not difficult for you. It won't be, you've already tapped into it. And it's not going to be difficult for you to tap into it deeper. And it's certainly not going to require money. This Ace of Pentacles reverse. It might require money in the sense of like maybe purchasing books, or like some tarot cards, or spiritual tools, or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say accessories, but needs. They have stores for it in France and Mexico. I don't know why they have them here. But, I mean, they do, but they're usually called like witchy movie stores. But you know what I mean? Like, that sell supplies, magical supplies. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Magical supplies. Spiritual supplies, esoteric supplies. Do I think that you need to go to a class to learn anything? No, I don't think that you do. Do I think that it would be helpful? Possibly, depending on the instructor and the nature of the class, and you know, what's on the syllabus of the class, I suppose. I have a bodega near me. Oh, very cool. And they sell like Santeria stuff there, or do they sell like so they sell like supplies and stuff? But is it specific to one type of magic? Yeah. Yeah, and we have a lot of those in LA. There's hell of Santeria bodegas. There's a couple here in San Francisco in the Mission that I have run into. And then we have like, you know, our crystal stores and whatnot that are more like of Wiccan types. You know, I'm not Wiccan, I'm not Santeria, I'm Kabbalah. I am the Kabbalah. I am Kabbalic. So I have my own store, but it's online. Jewwitches.com. Shout out to Jewwitches.com. Okay, so anyway, getting on ADHD tangents here. I don't think that a class is necessary, but if you feel that the structure would help you, then that's good. Because I find, you know, as someone with ADHD, I need structure, and because I've known tarot since I was very, very young. I started when I was about maybe 12 or so. And then I got back into it. I still knew it, but I got back into it in my mid to late 20s. And when I was with a guy, and he had a tarot deck from the 70s, and I was looking through the cards, and I was like, there's so many aspects of these cards that I just don't remember. And I vowed to myself, I was like, the only way I'm going to learn this is if I learn it like a foreign language. And these are essentially flashcards. So I would focus on one card every single day. And I had like 4 or 5 different books with different definitions. And I would just copy down like the most important things, like, because writing notes really helps me, even though I don't go back and read them, it just helps me to write stuff down. So that's how I learned, was slowly, or relearned, I should say, reintroduce myself with slowly and surely, like day by day, week by week. And then I finally felt like it was like a language that I could speak fluently after maybe a year or 2. Yeah, Santeria can be a bit scary. I'm gonna keep it real. Santeria, I think a lot of different types of magic can be scary. That's all I'm gonna say. But they also have their good qualities as well. 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands, reverse. Yeah, I feel that getting in touch with spirit would definitely, sometimes I need to be hit in the head with a brick to see the signs. I pick up on it more with 420. Me too, Debbie. And then sometimes with 420, I will say I do question the validity of it, because it is a substance. Even though it's not just a substance. To me, it's a sacred medicine, like a spiritual medicine put on this planet for a reason. But I also know that sometimes, like, I can, my vision can be a little strange sometimes, or I'll hear a certain thing maybe, and so I will question the validity of it, but I kind of hate that I question the validity of it, because I also strongly believe that it totally opens up our third eye. You know what I mean? So it's almost like this self-doubt that I shouldn't have, because I have such a firm belief in the magical qualities of cannabis. And we talked yesterday, we had that 3 of Cups reversed. Funny fact, my card for today is 3 of Cups upright. But we talked yesterday at length about that 3 of Cups reversed that we saw, no, the day before, so sorry. And trying to get to what that was, and we've got this 5 of Cups here. 5 of Cups being feelings of isolation, possibly loss, disconnection from others. And this could be a way to connect with others in your community that have a like-minded way of seeing and thinking, totally non-judgmental as well. There's a lot of repeating cards here. We also had the 3 of Wands reversed in your reading a couple days ago as well, Debbie. 3 of Wands reversed signifying an impatience, some type of feeling of impatience. I see 420 as a healing plant and has kept me off narcotics for my chronic pain. I didn't know that, Debbie. That is wonderful. That is so wonderful. We'll talk offline about that, but I'm so proud, so happy for you. That is what's up. That's one of the reasons why I think it's here. And I also believe that at the same time, as much as I have my issues with narcotics, and we'll get into that offline, I also think those were put here on this planet for a reason, but sadly we abused them. Or they were abused, they were misused. Still need them, people still go through surgery and stuff, but, I'm just glad that, back in the day they would prescribe, like, minimum, if you were having pain, like chronic pain, minimum, like an 80 milligram Oxycontin. Average now is 5 milligrams. Why did they have to prescribe 80 milligrams of that? Like, that's what I mean by, like, it wasn't just the patients and the users that were misusing it. It was also those who were distributing it, No need for 80 milligrams. Just put people on baby oxy. It's stupid. Anyway, let's go back to you. We have 6 of Swords reversed and this Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're wanting to move, and it's difficult. It's a process. It takes time. You are on 8 milligrams of Dilaudid every 6 hours. I'm not super familiar with Dilaudid. Okay, I'll just say it. I've said it before on my channel. I've probably told you. I'm. Holy crap, you guys! It's the 16th. Okay, so in 2 days, I will have been 15 years off of any and all opiates. I was a tiny little junkie at the age of 25. 24, and yeah, it's a variation of Mori. I've tried it. I've tried it. You name it, I've tried it. Sadly, whatever I could get my hands on when I was a little little junkie. And but we give her grace, that little troubled girl, and she got clean, and she's been clean for, it will be 15 years in 2 days. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I like to be open about it because it's something that a lot of people in my generation fell victim to, of all walks of life, and I just think it's, if we can talk about the positive and the success stories, if I could give a glimmer of hope to anyone out there who's struggling, then I will do so, because there is such a light at the end of the tunnel. And now I'm just like, ugh, like the idea of them is just like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to ever even have a taste of that. So it's actually kind of put a fear in me of like getting older, because I know inevitably I'll probably have to have surgery at some point, but I do trust, and I pray that things will be different when that happens. They've already changed. I mentioned the baby OxyContin stuff. Like, yeah, that was someone very close to me who went through surgery recently, and I was telling, and they were saying the same to me. Like, this is 10 years ago. They would have given a much higher dose. So I don't know what 8 milligrams of Dilaudid is, like, comparatively. Like, I know 10 milligrams of morphine was was it 10 or 50? I don't remember I don't really remember the standards for morphine or Dilaudid. I was more hooked on oxy and fentanyl. Those were my things. But I also was just taking anything that was there. So, but it's just awful. There was just such a it was too available and I was going through too much. Not making excuses for myself, but it was a really, really scary time. Yeah. I'm so glad normal is 2. Okay, so I was definitely not taking normal. That would check out. I was not looking for normal. It's really sad. But not anymore. Now she's happy. Now she's fine. Yeah, this move that you've been wanting to do, it's been there have been roadblocks. It's taking some time. But there will be a victory. There absolutely will be a victory. And I think that connecting to spirit in a more intimate way could help you utilize some of their advice. You might start getting more messages directly from them about like, hey, this is something that you need to work on, or because I get messages all the time from my guides saying, hey, this is something that you need to focus on. You need to focus less on this, more on that, or hey, like, talk less to this person, talk more to that person, like, balance energies of certain people in your life or certain activities in your life. I definitely get messages of that. And speaking of balance, brings us right here to temperance. It's all about maintaining balance. Life is all about maintaining that sacred equilibrium, that yin and yang, and keeping your cup full with this Ace of Cups. Staying motivated, feeling inspired. I think like finding a like-minded group of folks would be so good for you. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I just took a sip of orange juice. Excuse me one sec. I think that finding a like-minded group of folks that are looking to also expand their spiritual horizons, connections would be wonderful for you. We've got Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups, but look how we've got this Ace of Pentacles here is the only one reversed. The Ace of Cups was the card you drew yesterday. Bingo. This is all about filling your cup, filling up your soul's wellspring. And it shouldn't take money. It shouldn't, because there's a lot of folks out there that are just trying to teach certain things, and I don't want to say they're shysters, but there's quite a few shysters out there, spiritual shysters that try to teach a class on how to bend spoons, which I know that's not the kind of class you'd go to, or like how to contact, like I would never teach a mediumship course. I think that would be tasteless. Even I only started the syllabus for my tarot course when several people came to me asking. It was basically upon request. But a lot of be careful with some folks that are trying to sell courses on how to up their spiritual ante, because sadly there's not a whole lot that can be taught. truthfully. Like, you can, it's stuff that you're going to find in your dreams. It's stuff you're going to find when you're on a walk one day. It's stuff you're going to find. I definitely advise you reading books and listening to podcasts, gaining information, but I don't think that you need to go to a seminar or anything like that, or a class to gain something here, because you're already so far on your way. And I see that the Seven of Pentacles reversed. You've already made a lot of strides spiritually, as a woman, as a person, as a human being. And I don't know what this Five of Swords is all about, though. This is the only card that's confused me out of this entire spread. I want a little bit of clarity here. Yeah, aggressive actions will not help you achieve the desired result. That's the only thing that I'm kind of pulling from this card is and I see that here with this Three of Wands reversed, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Your connection and the development of your connection to spirit and the spirit world is not something that can be forced. It is not something that can be rushed. It's something that's going to take time. It's a journey. As I said, when I relearned, or I didn't relearn tarot because I knew tarot, when I boned up on it because I wanted to know it more intimately, I spent a good few years on that. I was very, very dedicated, very, very dedicated. And even on days where I was lacking motivation, I always pushed myself, and, had faith in spirit. So my answer is yes, Miss Debbie. I do believe that spirit wants you to develop your connection more with it, and that you would definitely benefit greatly in a number of ways. And I think a great place to start would, be finding some kind of like-minded group of folks who you could connect with there. That's so cool that the Ace of Cups was what you drew yesterday. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate you, hun, and I hope I brought you clarity. And happy 420. I know it's later than 420, but we always appreciate a good 420 sesh. You're so welcome, Debbie. You are very welcome. So, let's see. Zune never came back, so I'm going to be on... How long have I been on for? I'll be on for another hour and 15 minutes or so, so we're just going to chill. I am a psychic medium. I can contact those who, I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. I would be honored to read for you. I also offer past life readings. I started getting those maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I really honed in on perfecting it over the past 6 months, maybe maybe 9 months, my little baby. Those are always fascinating. And the intent doesn't have to be necessarily, a past life that is most relevant to your life's journey at this time. You can ask for a past life illustration, of any type of any type of relevance. I also do soulmate confirmation readings. I don't believe in twin flames, but I do believe in soulmates. And the way that the soulmate readings work in a few different ways. I can ask spirit, and it doesn't have to be romantic either. I can ask spirit if somebody in your life, and it doesn't even have to be a human, if somebody in your life is meant to be there, if they're serving a purpose, if there is a purpose that they're supposed to serve. I can also ask spirit if they give their blessing. regarding them being present in your life in some capacity. I also, if you do have a question regarding matters of the heart, of which I answered lots of those, I also offer a thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread. It's at no additional donation amount. It's just a suggestion for reading, in which I ask what their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions are towards you, and then what both of your general energies are in the situation. And that can be a 5, 10, or 15 card reading. It really does not matter. It's up to you. I also offer private readings. I offer them in 2 different types of ways. I offer them at no additional donation amount. If you're looking for something more discretionary, I do those over DMs, over Instagram, or typed via Zoom, typed via email. But I also highly recommend my one-on-one Zoom sessions. I've never had any complaints with those. People love those, and I really recommend those, especially if you're going through something that's particularly complex, something that requires a little more context, a little more backstory, or something that requires just a few, maybe more questions than the average situation. And those are by appointment only. Please email me to schedule that, or again, you can message me over DMs on Instagram. And with that, I'm going to end my spiel. I'm going to let you know that the queue is currently open. So if you have a question, please let me know, and I will happily answer for you. And we are waiting on, why do I keep on forgetting her name? But we are waiting on someone. However, if you make a donation and they are not here, we're going to go right ahead with you. So yeah, essentially whoever donates next is next. Hi, Phyllis. Thank you so much for your donation, hun. I think Zuzai has left the building. I think Zuzai has left the building too. But I always go on for 2 hours minimum, so he or she may come back. We do not know. But in the meantime, we do have Miss Phyllis. Phyllis, thank you so much for your donation, honey. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Anything Spirit wants you to know about love. Okay. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Phyllis with any and all messages regarding her love life. 4 of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Cups. The Sun. Page of Wands reversed. And 4 of Wands. Holy moly, guacamole, Phyllis. This is really good. Wow. Okay, if I had asked the same question and this was what I got, I would be doing cartwheels right now. I can't even do a cartwheel. Okay, oh, I used to be able to, but I can't anymore. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Girl, you've got 3 of the 5 major marriage cards. 10 of Cups, the Sun, 4 of Wands. However, I know I usually save the best for last, but it wouldn't make sense to do it in that order with this reading, Phyllis. And in this reading, I'm going to start with the good stuff, the good. This is real good. When I saw 10 of Cups, I was like, holy moly, that's good. And then when I saw the Sun, I was like, okay, things are getting better. And then when I saw the 4 of Wands, I was like, holy crap, these are all marriage cards. Through and through. Sorry, there's 6 marriage cards. 10 of Cups, the Sun, 4 of Wands, the Devil, 10 of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups. So, okay, you got 3 of 6. You got half of them, and they're all upright. I know I don't usually ask about it. Well, yeah, you don't ask about your love life in general. You've asked, about like guys like Aaron or whatever, the other guy, but you've never asked about like love life in general. But so that's the good news, is that I've never asked you directly if you want to get married, but I have a feeling you do. I think a lot of people do eventually want to be with someone. And that is what I am seeing on the horizon. Now, what Spirit needs you to know is that there is a caveat to this. Hi, Zune, you will be next. Please don't, Zune, please don't leave. Please stick around. You will be next. Thank you. The caveat to this, Phyllis, is that, yes, you are going to get married. No, you can ask when I'm done with Phyllis. Thank you so much. The caveat to this is, yes, you are going to get married, but it's not going to just happen. Of course, it's not just going to happen overnight. That's not what I was trying to say. The person isn't just going to come knocking on your door. And that's something I've been saying for years. I you know, ever since I was like in my early 20s, when it comes to dating, like, it doesn't matter how, you know, how social you are, how gorgeous you are, how charismatic you are, how wealthy you are, how successful you are, you still have to go out and search. Yeah, you're in no rush. I understand. You're not in a rush. I understand. But spirit but spirit is acknowledging that you haven't been like actively searching, and that's okay. You know, you don't want to rush anything when it comes to marriage. Marriage is ideally for the rest of one's life with someone, you know? Um, but there's no, I do feel like spirit wants you to get started on trying to get to know people. I think they'd like to see you start dating, Phyllis. Is what I'm seeing here, because they not only do they want to see us happy with another person, but they want to see us happy romantically with another person, so long as that's something that we want in our life. And they're saying that with this Four of Pentacles reversed, that there are some like preconceived notions regarding dating that might be causing a blockage here. It could be disappointments in romance in the past that you want to avoid. It could be stressors from, you know, unsuccessful romances in the past. But Spirit is saying that holding on to those is going to block you from being able to get the ball rolling here and start getting to know the person who's going to be your husband. And even the art here with the sun, it's like she's like searching, she's looking, she's on the search. And then right next to we have this Page of Wands reverse, Page of Wands. The Page of Wands goes forth and takes charge, takes action. And we can't force love. You know, I always say that we can't force love, we can't force romance, but we can take some action when it comes to that area, that aspect of our life. We can be just like any other aspect of our life, like looking for work or spending time with family or spending time with friends. You know, being proactive. We can choose to be proactive or we can choose not to be. And if you're not feeling ready to be proactive right now, that's totally fine. But when you are, that's when things are really going to start moving. And sometimes it takes a little while to get the ball rolling with these types of things. There's, you know, a lot of people out there, a lot of human beings on this planet, and just like finding a job, finding a man is very similar. You got to vet through, you know, different people, make sure that all the components fit for you, so that, because you don't want to settle, you know, just to be with someone. You want to make sure it's someone who you genuinely want to be with. And spend the rest of your life with. So I think, you know, what if you're feeling ready to start dating, Spirit is 100% like got your back here. They are 100% supporting you if that's something you choose to do. Not only that, but they're helping out on the other side. I don't get, and Phyllis, here's the other thing. There are some people, I've had quite a few clients in the past where they'll come to me and say, can you just give me a general message from Spirit about my love life? I can't tell you how many times I've had to tell clients, Spirit, you know, as much as Spirit wants to see you happy and in love, and they know you want love, they don't feel like you're fully healed and ready for a relationship yet. I've had to say that to so many people, to so many clients of mine, Phyllis, and nobody wants to hear that. Nobody ever wants to hear that. I may have even lost some clients from saying that, but that's just their prerogative. But I've had to say that a lot, and it sucks. I don't like having to say that. I did not have to say that to you at all. You're fully healed. You're good. You're fine, and you're prime. You're in such a like, now is the time to harness. Like, there's no. I know you don't want to rush anything, but there's no better time than the present to start. Just to start trying to attain the things that you want to see manifest. Start visualizing and manifesting. And actively, you know, putting in the work, so to speak. It shouldn't feel like work though. It shouldn't feel like work, but it does take time sometimes. Not sometimes, but dating does take time. Yeah, but I know there's just such there's a wonderful guy out there for you, Phyllis. Like, those cards don't lie. We got 3 upright marriage cards. It's just about getting that ball rolling whenever you're ready. Okay. Thank you so much, Phyllis. I really appreciate you. And I hope I brought you clarity there. Zuni. I'm sorry I pronounced that incorrectly. Zuni. I was even typing it incorrectly because I'm an airhead not wearing my glasses. Zuni. But we'll start. But no more older men, had enough of people over 50. Yeah. Well, how old are you again, Phyllis? I think dating people within one's age range, within I ideally, like, I don't like dating guys younger than me, but so I tend to date like within 5 to 10 years older than me. Maybe 3 or 5 younger than me, but I typically like guys in their early 40s, 33 to 49. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think all older men are difficult, Phyllis. I mean, I think older men can definitely. The problem with older men when you're younger is that they take that power dynamic and they often apply it to the connection. That's where I see older men being difficult. But I think as long as they're around your age, I think relationships where people are around the same age, no tea, no shade to age gap relationships at all. But they do have a lot of challenges. Older men, I've always attracted older. Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, say like a really handsome 51-year-old man approached you, would that be a problem? Because I mean, he's around your age. I mean, I know he's older, but he's also around your age. Crap, I'll even be honest, like, if I met a nice 51-year-old man, like, and who treated me right and who I was attracted to, I'm not going to quote R. Kelly here. We're going to quote Aaliyah. Age ain't nothing but a number, but I don't like that phrase because of the whole album and everything. But in some cases, yeah, I do think in some age gap relationships, it's not that bad. And especially if the age gap is very minimal, the age shouldn't, I don't think it should matter, but it's up to you, Phyllis. It's your life and your romantic connection. So I understand. Zune, thank you so much. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you very much. Right. So they're no longer like older men now. They're your peers. They're guys that are your own age, and now that age gap, is gone. That power dynamic is gone. It's funny, Phyllis, that you mentioned that because I always dated older guys up until very recently. Like either much older or at least like 5, 10 older than me. I guess I still do it. At least 10 older than me. I don't like guys my own age usually. And now all of a sudden I do. So I don't know what happened there. I guess I just always kind of liked guys in their late 30s, early 40s. And I guess it's never changed. Will I keep my job with American Airlines? I failed the written test. Right now they have me out of service with pay. Oh, I'm sorry, Zune. And Zune, your real name is... Do you mind if I use your real name? I get more accurate readings when I use your real name. And what is your sign? I think 33, 34 is a little too young, Phyllis. I'm going to be honest. I'm 39, and I would not... I wouldn't date a 33 or 34-year-old. Okay, so I'll use your first initial, okay? I'll refer to you as R. And what is your sign, love? Oh, Zune is your real name? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I was going by what I saw on your donation. Okay, we'll go by Zune, no problem. And what is your sign? Zuni. Why do I keep on... I think it's the French. I'm reading it like a French name. Zuni. Zuni. I'm sorry, hon. Yeah, 33, 34 would be too young for me, Phyllis. Only because for my experiences dating guys that age, they just weren't that serious. You're Pisces. Okay. They just weren't that serious, and especially with like the younger generation, because they're like, you know, I mean, I guess that's still millennial, but like my generation, the millennial generation, is just not super, I don't know, some of them are serious, but I do question their seriousness. And when I do encounter guys around that age, and I'm like, I don't know, even guys, honestly, even guys that are like 38, 39, I'm still a little bit like, I don't know, might be a little too young for me, which is silly because they're the same age as me. You're Gen Z. Okay, you don't need to tell me how old you are, but that's good to know. Are you a flight attendant? What do you do with American Airlines? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep their job with American Airlines. And Zuni, I can't see your picture. You look like a girl only because you have a bob on your head. I can hardly see your picture. You're on ramp. That's what you do there. Okay. And I apologize if you are not a female. You are a female, right? Or are you male? Please take no offense, because my computer monitor, it's like I can never see anyone's pictures. It's not a bob. Oh, it's a bob. Oh, cute. I need to change my hair up. I'm getting a haircut this week, and I don't know what to do with it. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know, but I don't know if I want to get bangs, or I'm not going super short. I'm still keeping it really long, but I don't know what to do with it. Any suggestions? Let me know. Any like celebrities with cool hair? Let me know, because I need a picture too. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides will Zuni keep her job with American Airlines. Six of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords. 10 of Cups. The Devil. And 7 of Pentacles reversed. Yes, you will. I believe you will. It's not fraught without some difficulties. Do you have the opportunity to take the test again? Because the Six of Swords reversed. I'm glad the Six of Swords is reversed. If it was upright, I'd be concerned. Six of Swords is the Devil. I was talking about this earlier with someone else. The way I read tarot, there are certain cards where Spirit knows how I read the card. The Devil for me is the old ball and chain. It's work. It's a career. Here, let me find a definition that matches. But yeah, no, the Devil is the old ball and chain. It's your job. It's what you're bound to. It's something that you're still bound to, and you don't know. Oh, you don't know if you can retake it. Okay. Is that necessary? Do you feel trapped though at this job, or do you want to keep it? Because the Devil is often a job where you feel bound in some way, but it sounds like you're not feeling bound. But I do feel like this isn't permanent. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yeah. If I saw that's another thing, Zuni. If I saw this reversed, I would have been concerned. But this to me is saying no. They've still got you. They still got you. And it's also contractual obligations. I don't know if you have a contract with them or not, but there's also contractual obligations there as well. You don't feel trapped. Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't sound like you feel trapped because you're feeling disconnected. You know. Not liking this Seven of Swords, I'll be honest. As much as I do think that you're going to keep this job, I do feel like there's some kind of dirty deeds going on behind your back. Do you feel particularly like connected to your coworkers or your superiors? Do you feel like your superiors like have your back? You love the job. Okay, okay. Well, that's a good thing because you're keeping it. 10 of Cups right here in the center, honey. I usually leave the best to last, but I don't want to make you nervous here. I see you keeping the job. Could you see what the dirty deeds are? That would have to be a separate question, hun. But I did see 7 of Swords. I want to get some more clarity on it. So there's two, okay, interesting. Yeah, I always forget this. There's definitely 2 ways of looking at 7 of Swords. I don't know how well you know tarot, but 7 of Swords is, in my opinion, the worst card in the deck. It's theft, deceit, betrayal, lies, manipulation. It's not being truthful. The other way of looking at it, the more positive way of looking at it, is doing, hi Felicia, you feel it could possibly be dirty deeds? Because the other way of looking at it, Zuni, is doing whatever, like beg, borrow, steal, doing whatever you need to do to maintain this job. And I'm not telling, and that's not spirit telling you to do something unseen, like bad to keep your job. That's not me telling you to do something bad to keep your job. It's not something bad. It's more doing whatever it takes. Being really plucky, and strategic. You think it's dirty deeds? Okay. Because, and it could be, I mean, it may be a matter of you having to be strategic to get back into their good graces. But if you feel like it's dirty deeds, then it's dirty deeds. Yeah, 7 of Swords is often people, throwing people under the bus, so to speak, behind one's back. So this may not have been a case of so much of you not passing your test, so much as it was someone throwing you under the bus in some way. But I also see with this 7 of Pentacles reversed that these difficulties will be coming to a close. Now, if this is someone who is, if there are dirty deeds that are being placed upon you in some way behind your back at your current job, then that's something that you definitely, if you suspect that, and if you have some, good reason, or not good reason, but if you have, an example of what that may be. My ex got the 7 of Swords and Devil all the time. I agree, it's a bad sign, especially with the other cards. Well, Felicia, actually, the Devil is actually a good sign in this reading. The Devil can because we're talking about her job, and the Devil is the old ball and chain. She's seeing if she's going to be able to keep her job. If I saw this reversed, then I'd say no bueno. When I see the Devil, when it comes to love and romance, friendship, then it's bad. But when I see it with work, it is kind of just the way that I'm seeing it. Let's please be polite. People, Miss Felicia has been on this channel for 5 years now. She's one of the moderators, and she's not rude. She's one of the kindest, sweetest ladies in the world, and she's not trying to be difficult. She's trying to be helpful. Thank you. And I also really appreciate other people giving their interpretations as well, because it often really helps me. Thank you. So yeah, with this ending here with this 7 of Pentacles reversed, I really like this. I see those challenges. I see them going away, but it may require having to go to like HR or someone like that, because with this 7 of Swords, you said you're convinced it's dirty deeds. Excuse me. So if there are dirty deeds that are indeed happening behind your back, I would definitely report that, so that comes to a close. Because I am feeling some talk against others' opinions. Okay, no, you actually don't get a refund. That's not how it works. But thank you so much. Oh no, you don't have to. I'm actually kicking you off my channel, so it's all good. We don't like your energy. You can go. But thank you so much. Yeah, she made us wait for like 30 minutes there, so yeah, she can keep her job. And we'll be doing that as well. How are you doing, Felicia? I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, Teresa? No, I haven't had one of those people in a while. She was negative energy. She was wasting my time, negative ass energy. Like, no. I was trying to tell her something that was really good. Yeah, and she just didn't want to hear it. So she might not manifest that now. Sucks. Wonder why people were doing dirty deeds behind her back. I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, interesting, Teresa. Sometimes that happens. It's very rare though. It's very rare. I love the people. I love the people who come to my channel. Then there's just some people that are just negative Nancy's. Something she did. And I was like, I'll be quiet. Serious. Like you are honestly one of the kindest people I have ever met in my life, Felicia. You know that. You are so graceful and lovely. I'm like, really? You want to go for Felicia? Like, no. In fact, I want Felicia to like give her opinion. I know that there, and I want you to give your opinion too, Teresa. It's interesting. You know, I'm the boss. This is my channel. Like, I'm the fucking boss. I go to other readers. I go to their channels. And some readers don't like it when people give their input, and that's totally fine. Like, respect to that, totally understand. I like input, so, except when it comes to mediumships, but I like input. It doesn't distract me, it helps build upon the reading. If I don't agree with it, that's fine, we just move on, but I always love additional input, and yeah, it's just not the vibe. She was not the vibe of our tribe. All right, so let's see, where are we at here? No, you didn't, honey, but thank you. And every time that you come on here, you're being reported, so you're only going to have so many sock puppet accounts. All right. I think her job was enjoyable from something she did, and she knew there was some dirty deeds. Yeah, no, I'm sure she did them. Like, I mean, I don't know her, but from her attitude, I wouldn't be surprised. If you have such a clear idea that someone did some dirty deeds, like what? I'm in such a good mood after my reading ever since Sunday. Everything looking up. That's wonderful, Phyllis. I'm so happy. Yeah, no, that was a really good reading that we just did for you. That was wonderful. That was really good. I'm using new lipstick today. Well, it's actually two different colors, but I was trying to do like a little like pouty doll lip. I don't know if you've seen that. Like, they do it a lot, like Korean beauty influencers do it a lot, Japanese beauty influencers do it a lot, where they do this lip color where it looks like it's like a little like porcelain doll almost. So I used two different shades of red. Thank you, Teresa. Let me add it to my list. I get Anna Kendrick. I haven't gotten Anna Kendrick actually in like 2 months. Now that I think about it, it depends on how much Anna Kendrick's working. Like, I was in New York in October, and she had just had Woman of the Hour just come out, and I was getting Anna Kendrick from like random people on the street. Like, I was only there for a week, and I must have gotten it like 15 times. But thank you. That's very flattering. She's a very beautiful woman. Everything I predicted has been accurate. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Thank you. That's where I really need to get my website going so I can get my testimonials up, because you guys always say such wonderful things, and I mean, it's why I do what I do, because I know I'm not misleading people. If I did, I would definitely stop. I'll need you to sing Cups and perform it with red solo cups so I can be sure. Girl, I can sing the song, but I can't do the cup thing. I can sing. So maybe that's a little bit why I remind people of her too. I don't know, because I know she can sing. I actually don't think I look too much like her. When I see interviews of her, I really like her as a person. I don't know if I've ever seen her in any movies. No, I saw her in one movie that was really funny. It was like Bob and Joe are looking for wedding dates or something. That was funny. But we do have similar, I think, facial expressions, I think. Oh my goodness. All right. No, that's not how this channel works. It's very clear. It's very clear in the body of the video that there's no refunds. Nope. Nope, nope. Not happening. I gave you your reading. You didn't like it? Tough shit. If you didn't like it, I'm really sorry. But the reading was actually really good. But it doesn't matter. I got an email from StreamYard offering me a discount on a subscription, but when I clicked on it, it said my account was suspended. I think it was fishy. Huh. Yeah, that, I don't know. That sounds, yeah, because the account's just fine. And the fact that you're brand new to it too. Okay, so let me digest that again. Okay, so you got an email from StreamYard offering as a discount on a subscription. When I clicked on it, it said my account was suspended. Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't trust that at all. I wouldn't trust that at all, Teresa. No, you should be all fine. There's no reason why your account would be suspended. No. And you're brand new, you know? Phillips. Well, it's true. I mean, I make it very clear. Even if you make a donation and say, like, don't show up for, like, 30 minutes of my time and I'm calling your name over and over, like, even then, I don't give refunds. You get a reading the next day. Like, I make it very clear. Like, it's $7.77. Like, give me a break. You think that all of this that I've had to deal with her attitude isn't worth that? Give me a break. I deserve more. It was so you have it on your instructions. What do you mean by that? So you have it on your instructions. And we just received a donation from Austin. Thank you so much, Austin. How are you doing, love? Oh, yeah, no, it says it in the instructions. Yeah, it says it in the body of the video. I don't give refunds. Like, I think I've only given like one or two refunds, and they were like really like sensitive like situations where like someone like accidentally, not sensitive, like they accidentally sent more than they should have, you know, then that's not even a refund. That's just being honest. But yeah, I don't do them. Yeah, and that I wait for 3 minutes, and if not, we move on to the next person. And she was polite about that. She didn't complain about that. It was just when you start haranguing my friends and the good people in this chat, then you've got a problem. Like, not cool. Austin, thank you so much for your donation. I was trying to remember what your username was. Okay, yeah. I've not been good lately, but I'm glad to be here. I'm sorry to hear that, hun. Yeah, no, times can be tough. I hear you. Yeah, sometimes people ask me how I'm doing, and I'm just like, you kind of just don't want to know. But I hope you're doing well. Well, how can I help you today, Austin? What is your question? Oh, you know what? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be a good person here. I'm gonna be a good person here. I'm gonna refund her. She sent for two readings. Oh wait, did she? I'll deal with that later. We'll figure that out. Okay. So how can I help you, Austin? Will my life feel normal again soon? I've been going through a lot of changes. Oh, let's see. I'm sure it will. You know, I hope we see the King of Cups here. And even if we don't see the King of Cups, I want to talk to you about the King of Cups. King of Cups helps me remember that when times are rough, because the King of Cups, he sits on his throne and it's on the ocean. And sometimes the waves are really, really choppy and crazy. And sometimes and then they go back to being placid. But he always stays afloat on his throne with the wisdom that just as things are crazy sometimes, they do go back to being placid. And what's your sign again? Are you an Aquarius or Leo? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Angels, spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Aquarius. Okay. Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Austin's life feel normal again soon? Knight of Wands reversed. The Hanged Man! Yeah, yeah. The Sun reversed. Okay. The Hierophant reversed. And Five of Wands. So when we ask a question with the word soon in it, we do have to keep in mind that time is relative, and that kind of similar to what I was explaining earlier, how just as the tides can be really rocky, they can conversely just go back to being very placid. Spirit fully acknowledges that things are wonky right now. Things are not feeling normal or they're not feeling good. The Sun reversed right here in the center. You're feeling in the dark about not just one, and correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, but you're feeling in the dark right now, not just one thing in your life, but other like multiple aspects of your life. Could be from family, friends, romance, career, health. I don't answer health questions, but like your physical well-being, your mental well-being doesn't feel normal right now. It doesn't feel like it normally does. Yeah, Knight of Wands reverse. Spirit is acknowledging that you're feeling imbalanced. You're feeling like you have far less agency in your life than you used to. And there's quite a bit of conflict as well. And this doesn't have, when I say conflict, I don't mean like conflict with others. I don't mean like there's argumentation with other people. This is more external. This is more what I'm talking about, like external influences that are upending your equilibrium. Like I said, it's not just one aspect of your life that's feeling wonky. It's multiple. I need a little bit of clarity. This Hierophant reversed. In this context, I'm a little confused. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Hierophant reversed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Spirit is acknowledging that you're feeling it's similar to this Knight of Wands reversed, where you're feeling like you just have far less agency and control over how to direct your life than you had in the past. Um, but I'm also getting the message that there's only so much that you can do when it comes to these external forces. Just like I mentioned before the reading with the King of Cups, the tide is really crazy right now. I understand it's crazy in your life right now, but it will go back to being placid, and when it is, that's when you'll have more control. That's when you'll be able to steer your boat more, when the tide is calm and placid. Um, at this time, it is not, but do have faith in knowing that it will go back to normal, and that there's only so much you can do in these situations, and you can only do the most that you can for each one. I saved the best for last with the Hanged Man. That you are going to have a change in perspective soon. Things are going to look very different. If tarot is picking up on this, like I mentioned earlier with the word soon, the operative word soon, um, time is relative, and spirit's sense of time is different than our conceptualization of time, because they're not on the same heavenly realm. I don't think they have time in heaven, to be honest, but they're not on the same heavenly realm. But you will have a switch in perspective. There will be a change in perspective. You will be seeing things differently. And going back to what I was saying, if tarot, which tarot is about reading current energies, as you just saw, I basically am just explaining what you're feeling right now, and spirit is acknowledging that, but spirit is also acknowledging that things are going to change. And like I said, if spirit's seeing that now, I can't imagine it taking any longer than 3 months, I'd say. Aquarius ruling planet is in retrograde too, I think. Well, I was going to say, Austin, I'm a fellow Aquarius, and there's different aspects of my life that are all Humpty Dumpty right now. So I hear you. I hear you. I was really relating to you there when you said it. I always think of the King of Cups, like when I'm going through times where it's like, thankfully not every aspect of my life is Humpty Dumpty, but there are aspects of it that are this time. So thank you for letting me know, Teresa, that Uranus is in retrograde. I did not know that. Feels like it. But I believe that things are going to return to normalcy, the very latest in 3 months. Okay. And most of mine are, but I needed this. Yeah. And that's another thing to consider too, Austin, is that when one aspect of our life becomes troubled, sometimes it affects us so much that we either neglect the other aspects of our life and then those start going downhill, or we feel like because one, and I'm not saying you've done this, I just know that this happens with me. Sometimes if one aspect of my life goes higgledy-piggledy, or in the past, I have manifested things in other aspects of my life to become higgledy-piggledy as well. So I think the most important thing to do at this time is to just harness the present moment, even if it's not favorable, and just do as much as you can with your present moment, your present time, and, your energies and your actions, and just having faith in the fact that nothing is permanent. Nothing stays the same forever. Things are always in flux. And they will improve. It's just a particularly rough time, and I'm glad to know that Uranus is in retrograde, because a lot of Aquariuses I know have been going through it. Yeah. Well, thank you so very much, Austin. I appreciate you greatly. And I hope I brought you clarity. You're very welcome. I feel really misunderstood and that people don't like me anymore. I'm insecure and blaming myself for a lot of it. Oh, yeah, no, that's a bad headspace to be in. And I've been there before in the past too. You know, Aquarius is we're different. We're cut from a different cloth. And I think you having the same perspective there will be really helpful. Like, yeah, maybe people don't understand you completely right now. I wouldn't assume that they just don't like you, but just because the people around you at this time in this place maybe maybe they don't understand you, it doesn't mean that that's going to be the be all end all. You know, you may move somewhere different. You may be in a new environment in a couple of months and there's going to be a whole bunch of new different people. Things are constantly in flux. So, you know, and I wouldn't go to conclusions that people don't like you anymore either. You know, that can also bring some manifest some negative things as well. As hard as it can be. I do understand that. Um, but thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate you very much. Well, I really appreciate the reading and hope you have a good rest of the day and to catch you again down the road. You too, Austin. You too. Thank you so much. Yeah, things will change. I promise you, because they always do. That I can like 100% promise you is things will change only because they always do. I think I was wrong about Uranus. It doesn't go retro. Oh, okay, so then it's just me. It's just me and Austin, I guess. And like, I swear that like a lot of Aquarius clients I have are going through some stuff, but I guess a lot of people are going through stuff now. Um, but okay, so I can look forward to that happening in the fall. Nice. I've got a lot of changes happening in the fall. No, no, Mercury is affecting everyone, I think. Wait, is Mercury in retrograde right now? No, Mercury goes back into. Wait, is it? Tomorrow. You're right, actually. Yeah, it's the 17th. So soon. Yeah, no, you were there. I think so, but as you know, I'm not. No, you were close. You were close. I'm not the most reliable source either. I try to be. I try. You know, I am an astrologer. I should know this stuff as it comes, but don't always check constantly. But yeah, tomorrow. We can look forward to that tomorrow, everybody. All of us will be affected, not just one particular sign. So that's fun. No, right? It's like PMSing. I always it's like great, I'm gonna get my period right on, and I feel like garbage. I always joke that Mercury retrograde actually is the universe's period. I mean, it happens, 4 times a year, which I guess doesn't, it's, that's quarterly, but isn't it kind of, I feel like it kind of is. We know the universe is a woman. I think so. I don't think God is a woman. I don't think God is a man either. God is a they in my book. Your Mercury's on Aquarius. Okay. I don't know what my Mercury... I think my Mercury's in Aquarius too. Most of my chart is Aquarius. I'm just loaded with Aquarius. I need to check my chart again, because I'm curious about some other things too. I know my Venus is in Aquarius, and I don't really know how to take that, because we're not known for being like lovers or romantics. I think as an Aquarius woman, yes, I am inherently romantic. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Fight evil, win love. I do. I like all things weird. I do like things weird and off the cuff. Yeah, I think a good example would be the director David Lynch. I think he's a great, rest in peace, a great example of an amazing Aquarius. We had very similar birthdays. I think we were like 2 days apart. I was also reading about my sign, and there was one sentence, I mean, everything, not Linda Goodman. Yes, Linda Goodman. She is one of my favorite astrologers. She's incredible. It's all about what you love. Yeah, and I do like weird things. And I have a type. I definitely have a type when it comes to love. But I was reading Linda Goodman's Sun Signs. I was just reading about the Aquarius female, rereading it. And everything resonated. Absolutely everything. But one sentence that I remember very clearly was, if you're dating an Aquarius woman, know that you can take her anywhere. She will love, like, the trashiest dive bar. She'll love just, like, a regular-ass, like, Olive Garden restaurant. She'll also love, like, the Ritz-Carlton. Like, you can take her anywhere. She likes every type of living. Like, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. I think that is more of a testament to my ability to connect with folks from different strokes. Always have been. And in fact, the more of a different stroke you are from me, the more interested I am, usually. I like people who are different from me, because then I can learn from them. People who are too similar to me, it's like hanging out with myself, and I already do that a lot. That's why Sag is not a bad match, because they are both philosophical and adventurous. But Sagittarius is not a bad match for me. I've never dated a Sagittarius, and quite frankly, I'm a little afraid to, because I've only heard some scary things. No offense to my Sagittarius out there, I love you, but I've heard the men's can be a little Knight of Wands. And I always joke, the Knight of Wands is the guy with his in his hands. They're not for everyone, no. My favorite signs to date are definitely Leo is number one. I've told you that. I'm like moths to a flame to Leo. I love other air signs. I get along really well with Geminis and Libras. And I'm drawn to Aries, but they're too immature for me. They've only disappointed me. I really like Scorpios too. I really like Scorpios. And I think we talked about this the other night, Teresa, but the one sign that I'm actually, like, I'm more afraid of dating than Sagittarius is Pisces. I've dated a few, and the last one I dated, I had to put a restraining order against. Their obsession is violent sometimes. Not the best for me. No, Aquarius and Pisces, in terms of friend, like, my best friend is a Pisces. I love Pisces women. Always have. Most of my best friends growing up have been Pisces. Or Pisces gay guys. But in terms of dating, there's too much of a female, it's a feminine sign and I'm a masculine sign, so I don't think it's a good mix for me. So I get very scared. They dress so well and they're so artistic and I'm so drawn to them, but as much as supportive as I am emotionally, sometimes they just have a little too much in their cup, I think, to process as a man, whereas Pisces women were born to, we're hardwired to deal with emotions. So I think they just have a very difficult time navigating them. I mean, who doesn't? I try my hardest not to be prejudiced when it comes to dating. You've never dated a Capricorn, but isn't that yeah, Capricorn's an earth sign. I dated a Capricorn recently. They're good guys. Slow movers. They're slow movers. They will plod along at a goat's pace. Teresa, I always say the same thing. It's hard. I feel bad for Pisces men. I think they have the hardest time. Whenever I'm reading either for a Pisces man or third party, like, reading for a client who's dating a Pisces man, they can be scoundrels, just like anyone. But I always am just like, damn, like, there's something going on here where I really do feel for them. They're just not equipped to handle that intuition, that Neptunian intuition and emotions. Attracted to a Capricorn, but last one was a Cancer. I don't do well with Cancers either. I don't do well with Cancers. They're also a little too emotional for me. Too feminine. It's too feminine. And I like Capricorns. I do like Capricorns, but we don't do very well together because they move so too slowly. Virgos I don't do well with. And Tauruses, it depends. I have had some good long-lasting relationship with Tauruses, but they can be full of shit. They can be like bullshit. I have met more pathological liars that were Tauruses than any other sign. They will just lie through their teeth sometimes. Just about the most ridiculous things. Like oh my god, my ex, like he would literally he would steal. He would steal a petty shit from me, like $1 or $2 or something, and I needed $2 to put in the meter for my car. I'd be like, where is it? I had it here. I'd be like, I don't know. I go into his pocket and it's in there. It's like, that was so petty. Why? It's like, just because they can? Or maybe that was just him, but I've met other Tauruses like that too, and I'm like, they're bulls. Oh, BS. But of course not everyone is like that. These are just certain observations I've made in my many moons on this planet. I like Capricorn, but they tend to be a little stuck in the mud. They are a little stuck in the mud, and they're a little too practical. Because with love and romance, yeah, practicality and logic is important, but there also needs to be a semblance of there's going to be obstacles, but if I'm into you enough and you're into me enough, then we can get past those. Whereas I think Capricorns can be very pessimistic. And they're very moody. They can be very moody too. But they do a good job of hiding it, keeping a good, outside demeanor. It isn't fair for me to say, be stable for me, be exciting for me. Yes. Yeah, when you're in a relationship with someone, you can't just expect someone to be stable constantly, to be exciting constantly. There's going to be ups and downs. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the man that I want in my life, do I want him to be stable? He has to be stable for me. Does he have to be stable 100% of the time? No, because that's, like you said, it's an unfair expectation. Which is really funny, girl, because you're a Pisces, and my little black book describes the Knight of Cups as unfair expectations of love, and I never liked that. That's one of the few definitions I don't like in my little black book. I have several books, but this is my little baby. Yeah, unrealistic expectations of love. And you noted that. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I do want someone to be, they have to be stable to an extent, but they don't, all the time. Yeah, that's not fair. Exciting. Yeah, I want them to excite me. And conversely, but there's also, a tit for tat. If they're going to be stable for me, I've got to be stable for them. if they're going to excite me, I've got to excite them. But at the same time, yeah, I can't expect that 100% from anyone. And conversely, you know, they towards me. It's a really interesting observation. We don't have any cancers in the house tonight, huh? I haven't been many birthdays. I know it's Miss Christie's birthday, so I'm gonna be reading for her in a little bit. But yeah, y'all, the queue is open. I'm gonna be on for about another 5 minutes or so until I do the last call. So whoever makes a donation next will be next. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Teresa, thanks so much for stopping by, hun. I always appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. And everyone go subscribe to Teresa's channel, In the Garden Tarot. She is a burgeoning, well, she's been reading for a while, but she's a burgeoning YouTuber here with her own channel. She gives live readings, and I was lucky enough, oh my gosh, thank you again, girl, to get a reading from her, and she is fantastic. If you like my readings, you'll like her readings. She reads reversals as well. I know a lot of us don't. I think I'm one of the, there was like one other reader on YouTube who I knew read reversals, and now he's gone. So when I saw that you read reversals, I was so happy. So yeah, of course we have our differences, like, you know, our similarities and our differences as readers, but she's very straight and to the point, and very honest, and very highly intuitive. No, no. We don't argue. We all good. We all good. No, we just have our little differences. And, well, maybe I won't say anything yet, Teresa, but there's some exciting things maybe on the horizon. Well, there's definitely exciting things on the horizon for all of us, but there might be something exciting to look forward to soon. Yeah, and speaking of that, I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it on the channel, but I think you know what I'm referring to, the thing we were talking about. You have my email. I'd love to talk to you offline about that. Did you give me your email? You don't have to if you don't want to give it to me, but I'd love to reach out to you about that because I think that's a great idea. Damn, I gotta reach out to Bird too. Gotta get that going. Things are about to get busy in my world. Things have been very, very not so busy. It's summertime, so things are chill. You have a wonderful night, Teresa. Sleep well. I don't know if you're going to bed, but I know you're Central Time, so yeah, it's a little on the late side. And all right, so we have hit the 2-hour mark, so that means I'm going to do just one last call for donations because I got some gas in my tank. Last call for all donations tonight. If you have a question that you would like answered, please let me know. Thank you. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. All of my donation information can be found at the top of the chat and in the body of the video. Would you be a girl you will? Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you. All right, it looks like everyone is taken care of. So thank you all so much for a wonderful night, wonderful Kiki. And I will see you all again tomorrow because I don't see why not.